It is the constant practice. Any group who is here for how many years, they meet once a week. Never mind if they're here 18 years, 20 years, they meet once a week. And it is the use of the tools so they can redeem themselves. I haven't been able to find a better word than that. It provides nourishment. The teaching is just spread over a longer period of time. And Hatha Yoga, which is every morning, satsang, which is every night. But the more personal things, the more what you call workshop, self-development, that is spread a little wider and thinner, as they have that only once a week instead of 10 days every day. So when people here are for 2, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, this is a better way of helping them to think things through, come to the bottom, than just dealing with what is stuck when they are here only 10 days. On the other side, the work that they do for the ashram, they get a sense of what karma yoga is. And they begin to understand what selfless service is. And they begin to understand that one must give back to life. You should not aim to get what you want, but you should aim what you ought to do that furthers your evolution of consciousness in this and other lives, because it's the purpose of that life. If I was going to tell you, well, just imagine, have a strong feeling, be focused on all this, or what you want. You may want your business associate's wife, but without any sense of responsibility. You may destroy a family and make children subject to a broken home. What you ought to do is upholding those values, control your appetites, and respect another man's wife, and respect the unit as a family, and also realize that you cannot ever build your own happiness on the tears of someone else. Character building doesn't matter what religion you are, and character building is the number one thing. Because otherwise you will misuse the powers that may come through certain practices. You see, and look how much human beings misuse already the earth and each other. They're an enormous, wealthy and rich people. When they see on TV that there are people living and sleeping on the street, they see a family working, for $4.50, and even so they work full time and they can't make it. This is a pathetic situation. You don't have to vouch for communism or anything, but you have to have compassion for others, and you have to curtail your greed, because the yogi goes by experience, which are stimulated by the practice, by thinking, by meditation, by the study of scriptures, but doesn't accept any particular doctrine. Doctrine is helpful up to a point. Then you have to leave that behind too. It's like you have to take sometime your baby shoes off and grow up. And the divine wants you also to mature. Or if you want, you can say, if you can become God's friend, even God will not feel lonely. But that's again bringing the personification in, you see. What I admired Swami Shivananda about was his greatness of character. And that was something that, if you want, that was my only example, because I don't know what goes on in the ashram. They spoke several languages there. They spoke English, of course, and Tamil, Hindi, Hindustani, Gujarati, and very often Bengali. So I have no idea. And even if I had known another language, it would have been very difficult to know. I never knew what was going on. It was Swami Radha who, when he knew that I was given the job, he gave me a copy of his charter. I had no clue. I was totally unprepared. And today when I go over the ashram, it's a miracle to me. And it's very obvious that Sylvia Herman had very little to do with it. It was subduing that personality, so it won't be in the way. That was the job more than anything else. Yeah. So, Om Namah Shivaya.